Hello there, Pisces. My name's Frankie. I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient medium, and an empath. This reading's going to be for Pisces for March of 2020. Look at that. We're 3 months into the year already. For everybody who's new out there, I pull 4 cards for the month. We use the bottom card on the deck for our overall view of the month, and we'll pull an angel card at the end of the reading to hopefully bring everything together for us. Now, I am an empath, so I have a speech pattern. I speak as if I'm you. Makes all you Pisces named Frankie, I suppose, for the time of the reading. Look at your moon sign and your rising sign. You get a more comprehensive view of the month, and I don't think the cards will go week by week. I think they're going to blend in and out throughout the month, the kind of an overall theme. Now, I have a short message for us, and it's similar to the one I just gave to Aquarius. I feel very internal this month. And we Pisces are internal beings anyhow. But I feel like I really need that time, like to meditate, to go within, to look clearly at what my obligations are to my own self. Like a time, but in order to do that, we have to be able to listen, to hear. And the best way that I know to hear what our spirits are telling us is to go into stillness or some type of meditation. Because this looks like we might have a few blips this month, and we want to make the best of the blips. If we know what we feel we are obligated to do for ourselves, we will do it easier, and because usually we're out focused on what's going to make everybody else happy or make them feel better about themselves versus what's going to enhance my life and make me feel good about myself. So take the time this month. Our words are expansiveness, patience, truth, power, and kindness. Interesting, because truth is in there. That and Spirit's telling us a similar message about going within. How do I find my truth unless I know it for my own self? Our first card here is interesting because it's us. We just showed up in our own reading. We have the King of Cups energy at the bottom of the deck. That's pretty good for, this is going to be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Now it can be male or female energy. And we have a few people cards in this. So this is a wonderful energy. Because the King of Cups, male or female, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, this is the king that stands with his people rather than, up above them. He stands beside them, or he or she, sorry about that. They stand beside them. They're equal. It's not a warring king. It's a strong, powerful energy. It could be a person in our life that really, really cares about us, like can be the best father mother figure in the entire world. It could mean for some of us our own fathers, if they are water signs or someone who is in a role like that for us. Um, it can also represent for some of us an older person that we might be in love with, too, or in a relationship with. But it doesn't make any difference whether it's an advisor or a lover. They are totally trustworthy and dependable, and really like predisposed to us. So they could be relied on to come through whenever it is that we need them and for whatever it is that we need them for. That's the way um, Spirit wants me to say it. So they can be a really cultured person sometimes, somebody who's like into the arts, that type of energy. Um, but if it's not an actual person in our life, it's a situation around us that may have to do with like an artistic pursuit. And if it is, or if it is that type of situation, would mean that it would go very, very well for us. You know, this is patience, kindness, and truth, and power. You know, they're authority figure, but they're wonderfully kind, you know, and generous, loyal, listening type energy. This next card here, I think, is to do with our original message. It's the moon card, and that's our internal being. The moon illuminates that which is within, that which is hidden, maybe the non conscious side of life, right? It shines the light on it. So we be perceiving this month more of our inner nature, understanding what, like the spiritual world, and what rises up from within us. You know, it's that kind of energy where we clearly become more aware of all like little nuances and shadings in our life, and it's shining both things together. We get really acutely aware of spiritual vibrations that are around us. We become very intuitive this month, you know, um, really connected, more connected to the information that's coming from within us, then that's the world that the moon lights. So it really means this month our intuition, our psychic, our intuitive abilities are really up there. You know, we're really going to be needing them this month for some reason. The other thing is the moon illuminates the dark, so that which is hidden from us. So it can illuminate secrets that are being hidden from us. It can show us those things. It can show us perhaps those people or situations that we no longer are one in our lives if we really watch them, you know? But it is a card of going within. It's a card of meditating. It's a card of um, thinking strongly through our intuition. And we Pisces are extremely, very, very intuitive. And I see a really little bit rough card coming up here, and a rough one that I'm holding in my hand right now. And I think that intuition is going to come to the forefront, so use it. They're saying use it well, use it wisely, whether it's at work, at home, or in situations that I'm in, you know, wherever it is, use it well, use it wisely. Because the King of Cups, and we're in our own reading, is very patient, very truthful, very kind, but also is mature and sees clearly. So if something is being hidden from me that I need to make a wise decision or choice, I can use that intuition this month because it's really on, you know. Because our next our next card here is the Five of Pentacles. And this is a rough card because it can mean financial losses or business problems, some type of material lack in our life. Sometimes it can mean spiritual bankruptcy. So with that original message, if I'm feeling lonely, lost, alone, you know, maybe I'm not doing what I need to be doing for myself. And I can't find those answers unless I shut off the external world and go within, you know. This is a warning card, like money might soon get tight, right? Or losses can come to me because I did ill-advised investments, or perhaps I listened to someone that did not advise me rightly. And I can see that coming up in this next card. So for those of us that are investors, I think I'd want to look into how my money's being handled, you know, with this card in here. With this card, sometimes support that we were really counting on doesn't come through, like a grant we were waiting for, that type of energy. But the one thing I know about this card is this premise in this card is this is a church, you know, lit up in the window behind. This is, to me, this star energy is kind of like a pentacle. So the light's shining through there, and normally in my other deck of cards, these people are in the snow, freezing to death, destitute, all this horrible stuff like that. They're not looking real healthy here. He's a little bloody, bandaged up, and got a little rod there in his hand trying to hold him up because he's wiped out. But to me, this card means there's always help, right? There's light there, and they're standing right in front of it, and they're not looking through different eyes, maybe what the moon shines the light on in our lives, for a different perspective on who can help. So the card kind of tells me there's someone in the wings that can help. There's a way forward no matter what. And we have this King of Cups in here to help us, right? So it's a really, in that manner, it tells me have a backup plan. You know, don't just rely on one way, like my way or the highway. Go within, ask for answers, you know, get the answers that I need so that I am seeing clearly everything that I'm missing is the way that they want me to say it. Now, I don't know if this is going to be in relationships energy or if it's going to be at work because of this next energetics here. And this is a Seven of Swords card. This is kind of a really weird card because the card tells us pay attention, caution in all of our dealings, roundabout action, indirect communication. It's a weird energy. Nothing's quite what it seems to be, but we have the moon card here, and you know, and that's going to illuminate whatever we're not seeing. So nothing's quite what it seems to be. So we have to use our wit, you know, like thinking on our feet in order to achieve whatever it is we're aiming at. Um, and the card also tells us to absolutely, and that came out pretty loud, absolutely avoid overconfidence. Okay? There's such a thing of being confident, but like getting cocky, overconfident, what the card says is lack of proper prudence could still do us in. So right now we'd have the upper hand over some kind of tricky situation, but we'd still have to exercise caution. Don't be overconfident. You know, caution in handling all of our affairs. And we have that Five of Pentacles in there, so pay attention. What's going on around my money in case it's in that part of our lives, you know. It's a time when we can begin new attempts to overcome like any kind of a previous failure, but we can't do it like the bull in the china shop. We can't crash through and get whatever it is that we want. So the card tells us to have diplomacy and discrimination and discretion, right? And I'm going to add in discernment, even though we don't have that word down here in our little bunch of words here. Evasive action. We may not like things being like this, but this kind of strange approach is what can is the way that we can most likely highly achieve success, you know. It also can get us good advice. The premise behind this card is it's a card of the thief. Supposedly this guy went into the camp in broad daylight, right? And stole these 5 swords and left 2, and everybody watched him. So it's like the elephant in the living room that nobody's pointing out. But one of you really gave me a different idea. One of you wrote on one of the YouTube videos Frankie, could there be a different meaning? And I thought, that's interesting. And you said, and I did not write down your name, sorry. You said, could this be 5 thoughts that I'm throwing out or getting rid of out of my mind because I got 2 that are better? Things that I don't want in my life anymore, 2 things are better. I thought, that's an interesting way to put that. So maybe so. But what this card tells me most of the time, maybe for some of us it'll be that. I thought that was really cool. You know, for some of us, this may be like someone stealing our intellectual property. So it tells me to keep my my lip zipped. If I have an idea that I want to bring forward, I don't go out and tell just everybody my idea, because then George, who works with me, goes to my boss and presents, let's say, presents the idea to my boss, right, as if it's theirs. And what am I going to do by then? I can go to the boss and I can say, that wasn't George's idea, that was mine, but actually, how am I going to prove it? You know? So it's a card of that discretion and detachment, discernment, you know, diplomacy. Don't say it all if I don't want it all out there public or someone to take it from me before I manifest it. Because I would know who that is because of that moon card. Okay? That is telling me that way. I don't know where this is going to come down in our lives, but it's a card to me of I go through the back door quietly, state my case, right? From then on, I can walk through the front door. I don't know what that means, but that's what Spirit always tells me. I'm quiet. I know what I'm doing. I enter through the back in that silent manner, and from then on, I hold myself in my power and my truth, like our words down here. And I'm patient with doing it in this weird way, but it gives me the very best results. Now, our next card is an air energy. So we're in our own reading. We got the moon there that tells me secrets could be revealed, right? And this sneaky action over here in the Seven of Swords and kind of the broke one. And this is King of Swords is kind of interesting to have come up. Some of us, this is going to be relationship ending and new ones coming in because of something sneaky being pulled on us. And it may have to do with finances. You know, maybe we'll dissolve a relationship. King of Swords energy is air energy, male or female, because these are general readings, so it's going to be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. So it's a person of power and authority, but a willingness to use force if it is necessary. That's the key to this energy. We might be having to stand up into it. So they have power, they have authority, but they don't use it unless they have to. Some of us may have to step into some of this air energy, which is difficult for us, you know, to stand up in that manner because we're Pisces and we're usually soft-spoken and more internal and intuitive in nature, but we can stick up for ourselves if we have to, and if a wrong was done, like an untruth is the way they're having like an untruth done to us, you know. So it's something to do with your mental process. It's like someone who's involved in mental work. So like that, it can be a professional researcher, a lawyer, military officer, that kind of stuff. Good counselor with acute, like mental clarity and dexterity. They think on their feet. They think clearly and rapidly on their feet. We might be called to use this kind of energy. And the card itself says they are capable of expressing their thoughts with considerable eloquence. very factual, very precise, very patient, like our word, not emotional, like the King of Cups energy could be if we're having to state a case, you know. If it's not a person, it's a situation in our lives where these qualities are called for. So when it appears, you know, we want to be prepared to use these qualities. Some cases, this can be a very clear spiritual breakthrough, which it can be with that King of Cups, because cups are intuitive, and the moon coming in there. And I don't know where this is going to come down. Some of us, we might have had something sneaky pulled on us, and we're severing a relationship and perhaps going into a better one, or something at work that happened, and we're going to uh, perhaps leave one job and go into another, or maybe we have this really great idea because we went within, right? And we're going to keep our lip zipped, right? And not go telling everybody the idea so it gets taken ahead of time. It's all that kind of energy coming in here. So I don't know where it's going to fall in our individual lives, but it will fall. So go within and remain steady, stable, right? And heightened intuition. Really needed this month to be able to make the choices we need to make from an influence where we know our internal guidance, okay? Feet on the ground, keep moving forward. It's that kind of energy. Keep quiet if I don't want everything moved away from me, you know, and I want to make my moves in the appropriate way for me. Our angel card, feet on the ground, ground yourself, feet on the ground. Bring that intuition into the earth plane. When you detach from awareness of your body and the physical world, which we do a lot, you become ungrounded. Although it's pleasant to float heavenward, your attention and work are needed upon the earth. We are helping you balance the spiritual and material so you can enjoy a fulfilling earthly life. And they're also telling us to be quiet, watch our pennies, you know. Also, be quiet, don't tell everything, watch your pennies, you know, and pay attention, go within what's going on, and take a good hard look at, you know, what are my obligations to myself. This card is a signal that your energy and attention need to be grounded. If you've been feeling spacey, confused, or forgetful, the card speaks to the reason. Ungroundedness means that your attention is directed up too high as if you're not in your body. Balance is needed, a focus on spirit and a focus on earth. You can ground yourself by walking barefoot on grass or soil, or by eating foods from the ground like potatoes or carrots, or rubbing your bare feet, or by touching a tree or plant, or visualizing roots coming from the bottom of your feet into the earth. Grounding will help you better concentrate and focus, and will also increase your connection to the angels. Spend time gardening, work with flower essences, adjust your diet and other lifestyle habits so they support your mental and physical awareness, and make sure the words you speak or write are practical, grounded, and understandable. Be down to earth and authentic in your relationships. Send love and light to Mother Earth. Down to earth and authentic in your relationships. Your King of Cups energy there. Well, Pisces, that's a strange reading. I want to tell you all thank you for your likes, your shares, your subscribes, and for your comments. I read each and every one of them. I really appreciate them. If anybody wants to know more about me, or Neb about me, or if you need to set an appointment with me, all the information is down below the screen at the website. There's 2 short videos over there. One explains a prayer class. It's like a 6-minute video. The prayer class is like 2.5 hours long. Tells you why you format them, how you format prayers the way you do. do it, you know, and it's very comprehensive. The sutras are simple thought forms. Put in a meditation, takes 5 minutes a day, enhances the clear perceptions. But the videos are over there at the website that explain them. And to all of you I've met through 4 whole years of doing YouTubes, and everybody I've met through 32 years of doing this work, I want to tell you all it's been an honor, privilege, a pleasure, and a joy to serve you. Hopefully I'll see you back here next month. Bye-bye.